Harlequin best-selling author collection and HarlequinAudio present Lionhearted by Diana Palmer, performed by Todd Mclaren. To the FAO Schwartz Gang on Peachtree Road, Atlanta, and at the Internet Customer Service Department, thanks. Prologue. Leo Hart felt alone in the world. The last of his bachelor brothers, Ray, had gotten married and moved out of the house almost a year ago. That left Leo alone, with an arthritic housekeeper who came in 2 days a week and threatened to retire every day. If she did, Leo would be left without a biscuit to his name, or even a hope of getting another one, unless he went to a restaurant every morning for breakfast. Considering his work schedule, that was impractical. He leaned back in the swivel chair at his desk in the office he now shared with no one. He was happy for his brothers. Most of them had families now, except newly married Ray. Simon and Tira had 2 little boys. Cag and Tess had a boy. Corrigan and Dory had a boy and a baby girl. When he looked back, Leo realized that women had been a missing commodity in his life of late. It was late September. Roundup was just over, and there had been so much going on at the ranch with business that he'd hardly had time for a night out. He was feeling it. Even as he considered his loneliness, the phone rang. "Why don't you come over for supper?" Ray asked when he picked up the receiver. "Listen," Leo drawled, grinning. "You don't invite your brother over to dinner on your honeymoon." "We got married after Christmas last year," Ray pointed out. "Like I said, you're still on your honeymoon," came the amused reply. "Thanks, but I've got too much to do." "Work doesn't make up for a love life." "You'd know," Leo chuckled. "Okay. But the invitation's open whenever you want to accept it." "Thanks. I mean it." "Sure." The line went dead. Leo put the receiver down and stretched hugely, bunching the hard muscles in his upper arms. He was the boss as much as his brothers on their 5 ranch properties, but he did a lot of the daily physical labor that went with cattle raising, and his tall, powerful body was evidence of it. He wondered sometimes if he didn't work that hard to keep deep-buried needs at bay. In his younger days, women had flocked around him, and he hadn't been slow to accept sensual invitations. But he was in his 30s now, and casual interludes were no longer satisfying. He'd planned to have a quiet weekend at home, but Marilee Morgan, a close friend of Janie Brewster's, had cajoled him into taking her up to Houston for dinner and to see a ballet she had tickets for. He was partial to ballet, and Marilee explained that she couldn't drive herself because her car was in the shop. She was easy on the eyes, and she was sophisticated. Not that Leo was tempted to let himself be finagled into any sort of intimacy with her. He didn't want her carrying tales of his private life to Janie, who had an obvious and uncomfortable crush on him. He knew that Marilee would never have asked him to take her any place in Jacobsville, Texas, because it was a small town, and news of the date would inevitably get back to Janie. It might help show the girl that Leo was a free agent, but it wouldn't help his friendship with Fred Brewster to know that Leo was playing fast and loose with Janie's best friend. Some best friend, he thought privately. But taking Marilee out would have one really good consequence. It would get him out of a dinner date at the Brewster's house. He and Fred Brewster were friends and business associates, and he enjoyed the time he spent with the older man. Well, except for 2 members of his family, he amended darkly. He didn't like Fred's sister Lydia. She was a busybody who had highfalutin ideas. Fortunately, she was hardly ever around, and she didn't live with Fred. He had mixed feelings about Fred's daughter, Janie, who was 21
Sample complete. Ready to continue?